Hello everyone, my name is Rotash and my student ID is 231324. Here I am going to represent the assessment report for our assessment 3 in the unit web and network availability assessment. In there, the unit name is computer network and security and is done by me and my other friend Jasveer Singh. So I'm gonna start with the half part of mine. So I'll start with the introduction. So in this we have a like assessment of vulnerability in a simulated network used Kali Linux and aligns with the OPS ethical guidelines. In this with the current digitized world, organization are now in a danger of cybersecurity more than ever before, as their infrastructure of operation is becoming more and more dependent on networks, and the spread of online variability is one of the most effective attack vectors that can result in a devastating loss of information, debility, financial injury, as well as invaluable reputation. Good web security knowledge and a good proactive offense security knowledge has gone beyond being good practice to being simply a business necessity. This report is an account of simulated vulnerability scan on a highly controlled laboratory where Kali Linux was used as attacking tools and metaplotable too as the victim machines, and the scan is carried out in a systematic protocol that includes recognize scanning, elimination, variability, identification, explosive, and details remediation planning. This framework effectively models real-world penetration testing system as well as during their real-life experimentation. The methodology is strictly based on well-documented hacking ethics and is based on globally accepted OWASP top 20 requirements, that is OWASP 2025, and make sure that the testing is going in the most professional form. The primary objective involves finding, breaking down, and understanding security vulnerability in various network setups. Into where we set up a lab that you can see in our report. Here is only the overview of the report, in which we use Oracle VirtualBox used to set up the isolated network, the Kali Linux as attacker metabolism 2 as network, and host only subnets, in which we install by a secure and isolated testing lab had to design and implement carefully with an Oracle VirtualBox by virtualization technology, as well as technology, and the offensive platform consider of a fully revamped distribution of Kali Linux, which is a specialist operating system specially crafted for through penetration testing and security assessment. And the test target system employs metabolism and disability Linux service specially designed for educational cybersecurity training and testing. The platform continues numerous deleterious security vulneration to mimic real-world vulnerability present in production environments. Both virtual machines were configured with the host only network info executing inside the isolated 192.168.56.0/till24. That is a subnet in order to offer complete network segmentation to prevent any potential impact on external system. On the other hand, where we initial network scanning with address resolution protocol scanning identify there are 3 active hosts on the network segment 192.168.56.1 as the host interface is 192.168.56.100 as a potential secondary virtual machine, and the 192.168.56.101 confirmed to be the primary metabolism target system. This independent setup ensure complete adherence to law and ethical requirements and offer unlimited freedom of security testing activities. Also you can figure out all these things in the first screenshot related to lab 2, that is in our report, where we set up the whole things accordingly, this which are all are open, servicing, versioning. And after that, the part 3 is scanning and immunization, in which we use like the initial technology recognized phase was completed, serving scanning using the robust map network mapper tools and executive service version detection scanned executive with the command app, that is T4 192.168.56.101. I was capable of detecting 23 open networks, port operating various services, including some critical infrastructure components such as file transfer protocol on port 21, secure shells SSH on port 22, telnet on port 23, simple mail transport protocol on port 25, domain name system on port 53, hypertext transfer protocol on port 80, and network basic input output system on port 139 and 445, and MySQL database are on port 3306, and PostgreSQL database on port 5432. Each service that was identified was subjected to in-depth fingerprint in order to determine exact software version and configuration, and it was discovered that many services were running highly outdated version that includes non-security vulnerability, as well as for instance the found versus FTB version 2.3.4 contains a widely unknown malicious backdoor vulnerability of 2 to 8 lakhs critical contemporary security headers, and the Samba 3.x implementation offer unsafe NetBIOS based attack vectors. All these are done in our report system by the report, and more of than screenshot has been placed in this one. And the next part in like fourth slide here I'm talking about valuability research, that is you can show in one of the screenshot, and more will be provided in the report. Through valuability scanning was conducted with search plots and credible online resources like CVE details, metric commons, valuability exposure database, and the National Institute of Standards and Technology National Valuability Database NIST 2025. And the research so thought to discover a specific vulnerability affecting the discovered service and respective risk level. The VSFTP version 2.3.4 service was found vulnerability to CVP 2011-202523. A server security issue that is a backdoor and can be exploited by adding exemplary facing motion, and the FJ server 2.0 exhibit multiple security risks according to OPSEC security guidelines, as well as the Samba file share service contain critical vulnerability including CVE 2007-2447, which permits unauthenticated remote code extension through specially crafted server message block protocol packets. Both PostgreSQL and MySQL database services were identified as running unpatched version that when combined with the weak authentication mechanism could facilitate previous escalation attacks. That is shown in our oh, project screenshot. All the details are provided there. This is only the one, and this one is I'm passing it to my friend Jasveer Singh, who is gonna complete the next slides of the PPT. And this PPT only includes the overview of the project. All the details and the screenshot are provided in the report with the all running program. So I would like to pass my friend just wait to continue with the slides. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jaswir Singh and I'm going to explain from exploitation. Following comprehensive vulnerability identification, control and exploitation activities were conducted to demonstrate the practical impact of the identified security weakness. The BFS FTV service was tested using Hydra, a powerful conditional testing tool. Service was tested using Hydra, a powerful conditional testing tool with the command Hydra 1 MSF admin PMSF admin FTP IP addresses 192.168.56.101 with successful authentication was achieved using default administrative credentials, demonstrating how weak password criticals can lead to the system compromise. The Nico scanning results were manually verified, confirming that PHFP exposed sensitivity environment variables including server file paths and the script locations, while PHP myadmin administrative inference and system changelogs remained accessible without proper authentication controls. These micro-configurations create significant opportunity for local file inclusion, remove file inclusion, and the SQL injection attacks. Additional testing focused on the exposed Samba service ports using the Metasploit framework. The CVE 2007 and 2447 exploit module was loaded. We configured to demonstrate remote code execution capabilities, while full system exploration was deliberately limited to the maintain ethical boundaries. Proof of context demands commands confirmed the viability of the attack vector. Each exploitation attempt was conducted within carefully controlled parameters, with comprehensive logging enabled and the system integrity prevention maintained throughout the testing process. These controller demonstrations effectively illustrate the potential impact that these vulnerabilities could have if they exist within productive environments, emphasizing and the crucial importance of the implementing proper access controls, secure information management, and timely security updates. Figure screenshot related to 5 explanation is included in our report. And next is remediation strategies. Following the identified vulnerabilities and successful demonstration of exploits, the below remediation plan is proposed to ensure that the target system and its security are greatly improved. The VSFTPD version 2.3.4 service must be greatly improved, immediately removed from the upgraded in a current secure phase version. Additionally, the FTP protocol should be completely depicted in the favor of SSH file transfer protocol over SSH, which provides encrypted file transfer capabilities. The Apache HTTP server version 2.2.8 required immediate upgrading to version 2.4 and 5.4 or later, along the comprehensive configuration hardening, the including disabling and the HTTP trace method, removing or security the phfinfo PHP file, and the implementing proper directory access restrictions through the configuration files. Essential security headers including Xframe options and Xcontent type options, content security policy, and the strict transport security must be implemented to the prevent various web-based attacks. Both of SQL and Portuguese SQL database service require immediate updating to the current version of the configuration. Changes to restrict access to the internal networks only. The Samba service should be upgraded to eliminate known vulnerabilities, and firewall rules must be implemented to the strictly limit SMB protocol, ensure the authorized network and users only. On an organizational scale, institutions must implement centralized patch management system to ensure timely security updates, deploy the configure firewalls and the irritation detection prevention system such as snort, and enforce comprehensive password complexity political policies across all the system and the user accounts. Regular vulnerabilities assessments using the professional tools like nurses and OpenOS can protectively identify newly introduced security issues before they can be exploited to the malicious. and the screenshots are mentioned in the report. And next one is considerations. Ethical considerations. Next one is ethical considerations. Ethical hacks in the technique of the invading computer system networks and the application in the legal of moral manner in order to find the weakness before we are accessible to evil doors and the harmful purpose. All actions tested within this report were conducted only in a isolated lab setting in virtual machines with no internet or production access, no access or any system network, and the confidential information in the real world was granted during this test. Every method of the exploitation and the tool utilized were borrowed from publicity available. Sources are utilized strictly for the educational purpose and the training only. This provides complete conformity the with the Australian Cybercrime Act 2001 and the institution academic integrity policies. Extensive documents or logging were maintained at each stage in the testing. From initial recognizes to controlled exploitation activity, none of the sensitive data were pulled into the retrieve, and all the conditions of system remained unchanged in order to allow presentations of the test environment integrity. That the ethics also apply in the rightful practice of vulnerability disclosure in the production setting. In identification of security weakness in production system, they must be reported to the concerned organizational authorities to the system owners in the responsible time instead of the being utilized to commit evil actions. The role of the ethical hacker scan the cybersecurity system is highly important as a prevent serious damage to the organizations and the individuals while revealing and enabling the lightening of the security holes before they can exploit it and malicious actor and cause great harm. Screenshots are provided in the report. In the conclusion, the above report has shown a full life of the cycle and vulnerability scanning under a highly regulated simulated environment using the industry standard tools and the proven methods. The assessment included preliminary efforts through the service inventory, systematic vulnerability detections, carefully managed exploitation demonstration, and the exhaustive uh, remediation planning, effectively carrying out authentic professional hacking skills that reflect real world professional practice. The target system had many serious security issues such as a backdoored FTP server, microconfigured Apache web server, unsecured database scheme, and the open administrative panels. All of the described weaknesses were serious security threatening, ranking to the capabilities of remote code executive to conditional theft and privileged escalation. Effective demonstration of the controller exploitation methods provided how malicious players can combine apparently minor security vulnerabilities into a chain the construct of devastating system compromise. Then this analysis has retired the necessity of the staying in touch with the software releases to introduce secure configuration management processes and develop the continuous security monitoring. The testing revealed that can be even potentially simple tools and the process effectively breach systems that are poor maintained, and the protective defensive techniques such as regular patching and the segmentation of the network is essential to the security of an organization. Above all, the project reflected our adherence to retain the highest standard of the compliance with the legal and ethical standard as we gained valuable hands-on the practical skills in the art of the professional and penetration testing. This crucial evaluation as the prospective cybersecurity professional strengths or our ability to responsibility and methodology detect, examine and eliminate responsibility security threats in a systematic manner that eventually leads to this protection of the business operations and the security of the end user. Thank you.